welcome to another episode of Ask Adonis. This one's a little bit of a follow-up or part 2 of the very first episode that we did. Go back and watch it if you haven't watched it already, because it relates to a question that one of our fans online submitted to us, and it was about his bench press technique. He felt that he was always getting stapled on the chest. He couldn't get the bar off the chest, he was saying, and he felt that that was due to weak pecs. Not having looked at his performance and his bench press and stuff like that, we gave some reasons and some rundowns as to why that is usually the case. Why people get stuck on the chest with the bench press, like get stapled right on the chest, which is not a very common problem, by the way. Usually people can get at least a little bit off the chest before they get stuck. So anyway, after we posted the video, I asked him to send through a video of his bench press anyway, just so we can see what's going on and maybe there's something else, and pinpoint it and be able to get somewhere. He sent through his video, and you'll see, his video of his previous performance before we gave him the advice. He works up in subsequent sets up to, I think it was 197.5 kilos. He's, as far as I know, a 93 kilo bench presser, and his goal in this current training block is to get a PB or a 200 kilo bench press with the feet up. In the first video, you see that he gets stuck at, he works up, and the 197.5, he gets it, but it's an absolute grind. He's got nothing left in him. So we looked at the video, and I saw that the problem was actually nothing in terms of weakness, or very unlikely that it would be anything in terms of weakness. The problem was more likely because of incorrect bar path. If you have a look at the first set of videos, the first bunch of sets that he does, the bar moves off the chest in a very straight line up. But because he's so strong, he can still make it work. He can still get through it. In the second video, where he just sent it to me just this morning, very happy about his performance and stuff like that. If you have a look at the bar path, as it moves off the chest, I told him to start pushing back. So this is very important, because a lot of times people press with the bar, and as they're coming up, they come up in a very straight line. This straight line makes it harder, because as you're coming up, you're trying to decrease the moment arm between where the bar is and your shoulder. The moment arm is the straight line between the two. So the bar being here and the shoulder being basically here, this is the moment arm. If you're pressing straight up the entire time, this moment arm is not decreasing. So you're putting more and more, you're making more and more work for the anterior delts and just the shoulder flexors in general. Once you start to drift back towards your face as you come up, and that's where flaring sort of comes in, where as you come up, you see some of the best bench pressers in the world usually tend to come up and start to drift back towards the top of their shoulder. And what that does is it automatically starts to decrease this moment arm, and when this moment arm decreases, the demand on shoulder flexion is much less. This is why you'll see a lot of people as they come up, the good bench pressers, as they come up and back, they flare, they point the elbows back out to the sides, and that's where the cue of pulling the bar apart comes in. Anyway, getting a little bit too much into it, with too much details, I just wanted to give sort of like a follow-up in regards to what happened with the initial video, and then when we had to look at a video, what we actually saw versus what was reported. So also ties in with the fact that it's important to be able to actually have a look at somebody's lifting, rather than just sort of going on descriptions and things like that, because if it's self-reported, it can be incorrect at times. And we're very glad that we helped Marcus get a PB that he was after for so long and couldn't get, which was the 200 kilos with the feet up. No doubt he's going to smash some PBs in upcoming competitions. So Marcus, glad it helped. If you guys have any other questions, make sure to send it through to us. Hashtag Ask Adonis, and hopefully we can help you guys out as well. Until the next episode.
Wow.